read to me the nameplate?
Judge Eboni K. Williams.
So the only thing that matters in this particular courtroom is how I see it. I am from North Carolina by way of Louisiana with some West Coast cool and a New York edge. Do we have a problem, ma'am?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Equal justice is all about the most important values of our country: freedom, integrity, and those are the things that I'm striving for. Ma'am, you run your household, this man gets to run his. I decided to become an attorney and pursue the law. I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. This court cannot hold this woman accountable. People from all sectors of life, black, white, purple, gay, straight, queer, and that's what equal justice with Judge Eboni K. Williams is all about.
Kayla Thompson claims the defendant lost track of her costly wedding ring moments before the ceremony. Ashley Peterson says she securely tied the gem to the ring bearer's pillow and doesn't know how it disappeared.
I see I've got Kayla Thompson here as my plaintiff, Ashley Peterson as the defendant. Ms. Thompson, you are suing the defendant for $5,500. You say for negligence. What brings you to court today?
Today I'll be suing Ashley, my ex-sister-in-law, for losing my wedding ring right before I was gonna walk down the aisle.
Did you end up actually getting married?
I did get married.
Okay, but you say ex, so you're divorced now?
No, she's my ex-sister-in-law.
So what, tell me what it means. Tell me how.
Okay, so she married my brother.
Oh, okay. Yes. And then did y'all get divorced?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay, but at the time that you were getting married to your now current husband, which you are still married to, she was married to your brother?
No, she was not, Your Honor.
Oh, so I don't understand. How was she involved in your wedding at all?
There's 2 kids involved, which are my niece and nephew.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you are the mother of her niece and nephew. Now this is making sense. And were they in the wedding?
Yes.
Okay, and who were they?
They were the flower girl and the ring bearer.
Very sweet. How old are your children, ma'am?
They are now 4.5. At the time of the wedding, they were 4.
4, okay. Very precocious age, 4
Yes.
years old. Okay, so twins?
Yes.
Okay. So 4-year-old twins are going to be the flower girl and ring bearer in your wedding. Very sweet, very cute. And you said that she, though, lost the ring?
She didn't lose it just herself, but she gave the ring to her 4-year-old son.
Your nephew, yeah.
My nephew, before she was supposed to, and then didn't watch him. So she left $11,000 worth of rings with a 4-year-old.
You have a receipt and pictures?
I do.
Okay, give your folder, please,
Yep.
your whole folder to Elijah. So I can take a look here. Thank you. I do see here a receipt for the women's wedding band. So this would have been your band for $5,500.
Yes.
Tell me exactly what transpired from your perspective, ma'am.
They were lost because of a lack of planning and disorganization on her part.
Oh, on her part, you're saying. Okay.
Yes.
Let me go back to you, Ms. Thompson. When did you or somebody give the rings to Ms. Peterson?
Yeah, so my brother held on to the rings before the wedding.
Okay.
And then we had someone give her the rings right before, like 20 minutes before the wedding was about to start, to give to her children.
Okay, so you received the rings from some third party for your children.
Man.
The best man. Okay, thank you. Your son, I guess, because he's the ring bearer, was he given the rings at some point?
Yes.
Both rings?
Yes.
But only one was lost?
Correct.
Okay. Tell me how it happened, because I'm curious as to how the other ring was maintained.
Well, it was very stressful when I arrived. I was trying to keep both children under control. They were both very rambunctious, and they're...
As 4-year-olds tend to be.
Yes, as 4-year-olds tend to be. And they were wearing pristine white outfits, and I was stressing out trying to keep them dry and clean. It had just rained, and there was mud everywhere. We were outside. And on top of that, there was loud music playing. I didn't know anyone. I was a little out of my comfort zone. The best man gave me the rings about half an hour before the ceremony started.
Okay.
And I didn't want to give them to my son until the last minute.
I would advise that.
And then at the last minute, I tied the rings securely onto their little ring pillow with the ribbons that the pillow comes with. And then I was holding them, and all of a sudden my daughter ran into a bush. And
ran into a bush?
Yeah, ran into a bush, and I was terrified that she was going to get dirty. So I gave the pillow to my son, and I said, hold this for just a second, while I went and pulled her out.
Okay.
And then literally a second later, a ring was gone.
And it never was recovered?
Correct.
No.
Wow. That's crazy. So did you buy a replacement ring or what happened?
We did. We bought a replacement ring. We did do everything we could to find it. We stopped the wedding. The wedding was stopped for 30 minutes. We looked everywhere. The next day I went back to the venue. I actually hired someone with a metal detector. We looked everywhere for the ring.
Okay.
So we did our very best.
Did you have insurance on the ring?
I did not.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Ma'am, you're describing very visually in very specific detail, which I appreciate, these white outfits. Do you have any photos for the court?
Yes,
Give your whole folder,
I do.
please, to Elijah. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's see these gorgeous little outfits for the kiddos. Beautiful white. I'm sure they were adorable in this, but pure white, from the bow to the jacket to the pants. So you had done everything you felt possible to keep her wedding on track to be the day of her dreams.
Yes.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
You just might not want to deal with his side of the family anymore.
Correct.
Is that fair?
Yes, in addition to the fact that the woman that my husband cheated on me with was his date to the wedding.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Kayla Thompson, who was fighting with her ex-sister-in-law, Ashley Peterson, over a lost wedding ring.
And I also feel like I was at a further disadvantage because I wasn't invited to the rehearsal dinner, so I did not know how anything was going to happen, and I was just, guessing.
Were your kids at the rehearsal dinner?
Yes, they were.
Okay, but you weren't invited.
Correct.
Do y'all have beef?
So when we...
That's a yes or no question, ma'am, Ms. Thompson. It's giving yes. It's giving yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your candor. Okay, so you don't particularly care for your former sister-in-law.
I don't think that's true at all. I would actually say the opposite. I thought we were friends when she was married to my brother, and we got along quite well. But after they got divorced, I tried to reach out. I tried to apologize how things went down, but she wouldn't respond to my phone calls. She kind of iced me out.
Well, what did go down?
My brother cheated on her.
Okay. I appreciate your efforts, but you can understand, especially as a married woman yourself, how when something so devastating like that happens, you just might not want to deal with his side of the family anymore, correct?
Correct.
Is that fair, pretty much what happened?
Yes, in addition to the fact that the woman that my husband cheated on me with was his date to the wedding.
Oh, geez, Louise. Okay. Now this is kind of starting to make a little more sense, though, because now this gets really awkward if your ex, her brother, his new woman, who he cheated on you with, is all there. This is now very messy. You would agree?
Yes.
Okay. But I also see where it could have been valuable to have the mother of the ring bearer and flower girl in attendance at the dress rehearsal so that there is more familiarity. So I can kind of see both arguments there. So that leads to the ring being lost. And she's saying that you need to reimburse her $5,500, quite a bit of money, because you failed to make sure that the rings were where they were supposed to be by the time the ceremony started. And what do you say to this, ma'am?
Well, I severely apologize for the inconvenience and the fact that the wedding was delayed and all
That's
the
not true.
emotional turmoil.
Hold on, Ms. Thompson, go on.
All the emotional turmoil that this has put her in.
What kind of
but
delay was it, by the way? How long was the wedding delayed?
About 30 minutes.
Okay, continue.
But at the end of the day, this wasn't my fault. I'd even suggested that we give the children fake rings to walk down the aisle with so that nothing would happen to the real ones because they are 4 years old and things happen.
Ms. Thompson, is that true? Did you get that suggestion?
I did.
And you did not
I
move forward?
decided that I would like to have the real rings in my wedding, and we talked about how just make sure you don't give the ring to the child until all eyes are on the child and he's physically walking.
So it sounds like that's what her intention was to do, correct? And but for the 4-year-old unexpectedly darting out to the muddy bushes, that would have been the case.
I will say, Your Honor, I didn't get that tip from her because she wouldn't talk to me before the wedding.
Who'd you get it from?
I got that from my brother.
Okay. But the point, though, is, I appreciate the distinction. The point is, she acknowledged how high risk, I think that's what everybody in the courtroom is hearing. When you're talking about 2 4-year-olds dealing with $10,000 plus worth of jewelry, we're all looking like that's a high-risk situation, ma'am.
Yes.
Then you further complicate it by telling the court you didn't even have insurance on the rings.
Yes.
We have to question the wisdom of that, Ms. Thompson, at some point. You can see this concern.
Yes.
Okay. Now, somebody said something about the defendant having some alcoholic beverages and you believing that that had something to do with the negligence?
Yeah, so this whole situation goes down, and during the wedding, I didn't want to bring much attention to it. We tried to find the rings. I didn't question her on it. I really just wanted my guests to have a good time. Didn't want to make her feel bad. I didn't want to trust rumors that I was hearing. So
What rumors were you hearing?
my friends were telling me that she was drunk at my wedding. She's drinking multiple drinks in the morning. She's walking around, doesn't really know what's happening. The kids are running around unintended. As their mother, I would think you could keep two.
Well, wait a minute now. This is happening before the ceremony or during the reception? Because we all have been to weddings, and those are two very different vibes.
Before the ceremony,
Before the ceremony.
Yeah.
What do you say about that, ma'am?
That's just not true at all. I had a single glass of champagne when I walked in to calm my nerves, as I'm sure you can imagine, not wanting to be in that situation. And I don't understand why people are suggesting I had more than one, nor is it my business, because it's not true.
Well, the thing is you don't have any witnesses here, Ms. Thompson. So even if I was inclined to consider this what we would call contributory negligence argument, right? That, you contributed to the negligence that occurred with the self-consumed alcohol. If I wanted to consider that, I need something more than just your word, ma'am. I would need these so-called witnesses that saw her get allegedly intoxicated.
Your Honor, if I may, the day after the wedding, after we looked for the rings and we couldn't find them, I called my ex-sister-in-law to ask what happened, because I didn't want to just accuse her of doing anything in
bad faith.
In bad faith, thank you. So I called her and I asked, could you just explain to me what happened that day? Could you just walk me through it? I would love to just talk about it and work this out.
What did she say?
She started talking about how my brother cheated on her.
Okay, ma'am, that's okay. Here's the thing. I don't get the sense that there's going to be healthy communication between you two anytime soon. I think everybody can see that. What I do need to get from you, Ms. Peterson, because I'm trying to satisfy a legal burden here. I'm seeing a woman who seems like a decent lady and a caring, loving mother. I think it's actually commendable, one could argue, that you permitted your children to participate in her wedding. It's the mature thing to do. I say it's the right thing to do, but I think everybody in here knows somebody that would have said, not on my watch.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Did you consume multiple glasses of alcohol prior to your children walking $10,000 worth of jewelry down an aisle?
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Kayla Thompson, who was fighting with her ex-sister-in-law, Ashley Peterson, over a lost wedding ring.
Let's give her some credit here. I understand you're upset and disgruntled, but let's acknowledge there's some good faith effort on her part for her to be mature enough to say, I'm going to allow my children to participate in, yes, their aunt's wedding, where their cheating daddy, my ex-husband, and his new boo, who he cheated on me with, are all gonna be celebrating and smiling and jiving with themselves. You understand that if anybody's an outlier in the situation, ma'am, it's not you, it's not your brother, it's your sister-in-law, or your former sister-in-law. Can you show some compassion on that piece, please?
I completely show compassion. I've tried to apologize.
Okay, the compassion's not in the room with us here today, ma'am, okay?
We're a little bit past frustrated today.
Okay, I'm just acknowledging. I can see your point. And if the court is inclined to believe you and lacking other evidence, I can see a glass of champagne or a mimosa being appropriate. But I need you to be honest. Did you consume multiple glasses of alcohol prior to your children being tasked with walking $10,000 worth of jewelry down an aisle?
Absolutely not. I would have been terrified to have more than one glass for this exact reason, something terrible happening.
And it would be blamed on you?
Yes. Okay. And like you said, I was already the outlier. I was already in a tense situation. I knew that one glass would have been perfect and to take the edge off. And
so here's the real question, Ms. Peterson, and then I'm going to be prepared to make my ruling here. But for your daughter, unexpectedly, as children do, darting out, did you do everything else in your power to make sure that those rings were safeguarded, handled with care, to execute a proper execution of the son carrying the rings down the aisle for this woman's wedding?
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I would have gone with the child. The child running away didn't have the ring.
But there's two children.
Yes.
So what would you have done, ma'am?
So if I'm
Since you have all the answers?
Yes.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with the case of Kayla Thompson, who was fighting with her ex-sister-in-law, Ashley Peterson, over a lost wedding ring.
I think given the circumstances, absolutely. My ex-husband didn't help at all. I was wrangling the children
now
alone.
you're adding facts I'm not asking for.
Sorry.
This is only about you, because even though I gave you a lot of credit for your willingness to do it, once you accepted the task, you do have a duty around the ring bearer situation. And I'm directly asking you, and you are under oath, that you did everything in your power to make sure that those rings made it down that aisle.
I did everything in my power to make sure those rings made it down the aisle, Your Honor.
And do you believe her?
I don't believe her.
What don't you believe?
We did go over how she did agree to this task. So
Yes.
we're at the wedding.
I made that point. I remember.
If your child runs away, and the child running away
What
didn't
would you
have the
had her-
rings.
Do you have children, ma'am?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, why would you give the ring?
I'm doing the question asking. What would you have liked her to do?
I would have gone with the child, and so the child running away didn't have the ring.
But there's two children.
Yes.
So what would you have done, ma'am?
So if I'm
Since you have all the answers?
Yes, if I'm holding the rings and one of my child runs, I'm going to either keep the rings in my hand while going after them, give it to an adult, but why would I give it to the 4-year-old child?
Here's the question. Hold on now. You're doing a lot of presuming, I think, about what any one reasonable person does in an urgent situation like that. Because while you're saying you would have kept the white pillow that I just looked at and $10,000 worth of jewelry that a couple is going to exchange at the altar in a little bit, while she's trying to stop another child from getting muddy and filthy and dirty, do you see where that kind of is a conflict as well? That can create another problem?
I do see where that's a conflict.
Judge Eboni's verdict when Equal Justice returns. This is Equal Justice.
I think I'm ready to rule here. I think both of you ladies are frustrated, but I am not seeing enough evidence, ma'am, to hold that this woman, who we all acknowledge, even she acknowledges, had a duty of reasonable care as it related to these rings. I am not seeing breach, because the legal standard here when it comes to negligence is not intentional bad acts. It's, did she do everything that a reasonable person would have done in her situation? And this court feels that she has. Everybody did what they really felt they could do in their situation, and something bad, a la you lost your $5,500 ring, still happened. And I hate that for you. But that's what insurance is for, right? It's so that even when best intentions go wrong, we've got coverage. And we don't have to come out of our pockets all over again for such an exorbitant amount. You're entrusting 4-year-olds with it, ultimately. High-risk situation, you have to assume this risk on your own, ma'am. This court feels that there was no negligence done by the defendant. I think this lady did everything she could to give you the day of your dreams. You should have had some coverage, ma'am. The court dismisses the plaintiff's claim. No judgment.
All rise.
Judge Eboni has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
Any final thoughts?
I appreciate what's happened here today, and I feel much better.
I don't think we looked at all the details of what happened that day. Well, I understand there wasn't hard evidence. Her attitude towards the whole day, this is not how I thought that today would go.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.